Hey everyone, welcome back. We are going to do a playthrough of Firefly Shiny Dice. Going to try to get the rules right to the best of my ability. As there are a few mechanics in here that are a little fiddly based on the rulebook, but I think I think the way I'm going to do it is probably right. If I get some things wrong, I'm sure some of you nice viewers out there will point them out, let me know, so that going forward I don't make the same mistakes. But here you have it. This is what comes in the box. There's one additional playmat, so you can have two players. But these are mousepad style, similar to the ones that came with the Predator game and the Legendary Aliens game, which seems to be Upper Deck's thing right now. So what we have is sort of our playboard. We have our mission deck. We have our supply cards, which we'll be scoring. We have $500 and $100 here, and those represent our victory points. Here we have our crew die. So you have like your main characters here, like Kaylee. These are supplies. This is Mal, Jane, Wash. I think Zoe's up here, and you've got these are sort of like the not necessarily like the crew, but I guess passengers, and these are considered outlaw dice. So you've got like Inara, you've got River, you've got Book, and you've got Simon. And also, again, these have more supplies. So these are supply symbols, and we'll be scoring supplies based on those dice faces. And each outlaw and each passenger die has some have one effect, some have two effects, so more or less abilities, and we'll go through those as we get into it. So we're going to have we're going to fly three, I guess, sorties, if you will, but 3 rounds that we're going to play through, and based on how the dice go and how the missions go, there's going to be some press your luck mechanics in here, and we're going to have to fight all of these foes. So the 3 foes we've got obviously are Niska, Saffron, and Badger, and they each have 3 different effects during sort of our combat round, which is basically their strike during the misbehave round. So the basic turn order goes, we'll get a crew, so we're going to roll our dice, roll the foes, do some re-rolls if we can. We're going to flip the mission to see if we've achieved it. And the mission really, the way to achieve a mission is really based on what die face you've locked into all the different areas. So we're going to lock some our crew in Serenity, and we're going to lock our foes into their respective spaces, and any supplies are going to go in the supply space. And then once we get our mission revealed, we're going to misbehave, and then the foes are going to get their strike, then we're going to get our strike. We'll sort of do our damage report, which is more or less like the cleanup, and then we will determine whether we're going to lay low, which would be just scoop up all our victory points and cash out, or are we going to keep flying and kind of press our luck with whatever remaining dice are that we have. So with that little intro, I think we're ready to roll the dice and begin round 1. Okay, so to start round 1, we just simply roll all of these dice. So hopefully you have big enough hands to do all this, but give them a nice good shake, and let's see what we get. Alright, so easiest way is just collect them all, and I start throwing foes where they belong. So we've got 2 Badgers, a Saffron, and 2 Niskas, and that's not too bad. We've got a River, we've got a whole lot of Mals, we've got a bunch of supplies. So we take our supply dice and lock them into the supply. Alright, so we've got a Wash, and we've got a Book. So right now we would determine which dice we'd like to re-roll, and the 2 dice that allow us to do that are River and Wash. So Wash, he's going to let us re-roll him and any 1 additional crew die during this step only. River will let us re-roll her and any 1 foe die. So I don't necessarily want to mix up the foe die. At least I don't think I need to. But I do want to re-roll one of these Mals, because I got way too many Mals going on here. And his combat's kind of limited. So, alright, we got yet another Mal, but this time we got a Kaylee. So, that's all the rerolls I think we're going to be able to do. Which is not great, but not terrible, I guess. This is a whole lot of Mals, man. So we got 4 Mals, a Kaylee, and a book and a river. So after all the rerolls are complete, we're going to check for bonuses, and then we're going to lock all the dice. So basically what we're going to look for are, if you have 4 different crew members in Serenity, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, exactly that, we get to kill one die from the foes. So we'll knock out one of these Niskas because he's got the nastiest foe attack. So he goes to the knockout pool, and I mean he's out of this entire little playthrough here, at least for now, until we reroll. So that's the get a crew phase. So that's step 1. Step 2 is get a mission. So let's see what we have here, and if we're able to achieve what the mission is asking us to do. So you basically look at these symbols here to see if they match up with the symbols you've locked. So to complete this mission, you must roll 1 Mal and 2 of one other crew member, either Zoe Wash, Jane, or Kaylee. Alright, so I did not do that, so I am going to not be able to complete this mission. Now you're looking for these keywords at the bottom to see what the effect is. So we're bushwhacked and we're sabotaged. So bushwhacked means if you don't complete this mission during the turn in which it was revealed, then the player must choose to lay low. So we're not going to be able to press our luck at the end of this. And sabotage, if a mission was sabotage revealed, then you must immediately reroll all of your crew die and keep the results rolled. So we're going to have to reroll all of these guys and keep the results. So this was a pretty bad mission we pulled. So that was the Alliance Cruiser. Alright, so again, I guess Mal really wants to be part of this mission. But we have to keep them, so we can't reroll. We got 4 supplies in the supply room, so that's not bad. So that's the mission phase. We know we're going to fail this, so I'll just put it over there. And we're done there. So now we're going to misbehave. This is step 3. So if we had a shiny mission, we would be able to resolve the active mission if it's a shiny mission, and that would, I believe it would kill one of these foes. So we have the foe strike now, so each foe does something different. So I'll just start with Niska, and for Niska, for every Niska die, he knocks out one of our crew, and it's your choice who he knocks out, so I'll have him knock out one of these Mals. Saffron takes a crew member and moves them into, or locks them into the cargo hold, so I'll take, I guess I'll take Wash. And Badger captures 2 supply dice. So as we kill Badger, we'll be able to score those supply dice. So what I'll do at this stage, so that was the foe strike. Now we're in the have a plan. So now we're allowed to use the dice in Serenity to do something. Now Simon's ability really doesn't help us here because it just moves 1 Kaylee from the KO pile back to Serenity, so he kind of like brings her back. So that really doesn't help us, but we can use Mal for sure, but his ability is pretty specific. So like he can deal 2 damage to Saffron and only Saffron, or he could choose 1 outlaw die or up to 2 passenger die in the cargo hold and re-roll them. So I can use this Mal to choose one of these die in the cargo hold and re-roll it. So if I want somebody other than Mal, which I do. Oh good, I got a Jane. Alright, so Jane, he's pretty badass. So what he'll do is he'll deal 2 damage to any foe. So I think right off the bat we're going to knock Badger out, right? So he's going to go, Badger's going to go, and we're going to immediately score these 2 supplies. So I take 2 supply cards from the supply pool, right? So now I've got 2 more enemies to deal with. But since we killed Badger, we also get $100 because we knocked out all of his dice. We're going to use Mal to take out Saffron, and because we killed her, We get to take another $100. And now we have to face Niska. So since all we have left are Simons, basically any passenger die, excluding the supplies obviously, can do 1 point of damage to any foe. So we'll use Simon to finish off Niska and grab another $100. So now that we know we've been bushwhacked, we have to lay low. So when you lay low, you take all the at-risk. So all of these victory points right now are in our at-risk pile, right? So they can be, if we can't finish and complete and kill all of these bad guys, we don't get to score. You keep these; they're gone. We lose them. But if we knock out all the bad guys, it's sort of in the damage report. If you are not defeated, you collect your spoils and proceed, to the lay low or keep flying phase. So we get to actually collect our spoils. So we have 2 supplies here that we can collect, and then if we were to keep flying, we would move, everything to the cargo hold, and then those would be the dice we get to play with on our next round and get to re-roll them and start from the beginning again. But since I was bushwhacked, I don't get to do that. So I've scored all my supplies. I've scored as many victory points as this round would let me, which is 300, which is terrible. But since I was bushwhacked, we're gonna lay low. So we're gonna bail out. We're gonna take these victory points that we've scored in round 1. We're gonna put them up there. We'll take our cargo as well and put it up here. And this will be sort of my final victory pile, where that's already locked in. That's what we earned. We got out of there, and we're safe. So that ends round 1. Let's jump into round 2. So round 2 basically is going to start the same way. Take all the dice back, give them a good shake, and see what we have. All right. These are, by the way, these are pretty nice dice. They're thick, they're heavy, they're big. So I'm pretty pleased with the dice. So we got 2 Niska, 2 Saffron, and a Badger this time, so that's not too bad. We've got a couple of washes, so we'll definitely do some re-rolls here, if we need to. I guess supplies. I'll re-roll the Kaylee, I think, and I'll re-roll both of my Kayleys, my washes. I need some more guns. All right. Wow, we got 2 more washes, so let's think about what we're going to do here. Let's lock in that supply. Maybe I'll re-roll. Do I want to re-roll more? I think I'll re-roll the 2 washes. Oh, nice. Alright, so we got a Mal and a Jane, so like I said, Jane is legit in this game. And 2 Zoe. Zoe is equally as legit as Jane. And we've got 3 passengers this time. We'll keep River Tam with us because she's a little crazy. Alright, so everybody's locked in. We've got our crew. Now we can check for bonuses. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different types of crew members in here. So we are going to do 1 damage to, again, I'm going to take out one of these Niskas because I don't like him. Now we move on to get a mission. So let's see our mission. And our mission is, I need 2 Janes, and I just so happen to have 2 Janes. So add 200 victory points to your temporary score pool. So I will gladly take 200 victory points. Then if you choose to escape, then you must discard all supplies earned during this round. The card is called Nothing into Nothing. Carry the Nothing. Jane, your mouth is talking. You might want to look. You might want to look to that. Nice. All right. So this has the escape effect, and the escape effect. If we complete the mission, we could choose to end our turn immediately and get all victory points. We don't have to push our luck. So that's a good one. So we're that was a nice mission that we actually were able to achieve. So our foes get to strike now. So we're in the misbehave phase. So foes get to strike. We know that Niska is going to automatically knock somebody out. So I'll let him take out. I'll take out the book. Poor book. All right. So Saffron is going to lock 2 people in the cargo hold. So I'll have her lock Jane and a Zoe. Nah, yeah, Jane and a Zoe. I think that makes the most sense. This is going to be a pretty easy one. We got some pretty good cards lined up here. Oh, and sorry, Badger. Badger locks the supplies up. So we are going to now get to do our strikes. And what do we want to do? So we get to use our ability. So I'm going to use Inara's ability, which is called Companionship. So she's going to do her duties, and she's going to earn us $100, and that goes into our immediate score pile, so that can't be lost. So her money is good money. So that's steady stream of income, which is nice. That's why we keep her aboard the Serenity. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 dice left. Now we got some pretty good abilities here. So I'll use River. So River's pretty good. She has an unstable reaction, and she deals 1 damage to each foe. So that's pretty nasty. So she can kill Niska, knock Saffron down, and then kill Badger. So that's 2 foes down. Take $200, and we'll score this supply. I'll throw this over here. So we have a Saffron left. So basically, we know that Mal can kill Saffron, right? So he can kill up to 2 Saffrons. So Saffron's gone. We get another $100 for her, and we finish. So let's look at our damage report. We've defeated them all. We collected our spoils, and we'll get our additional supply card. And I think, because we can, we're going to keep flying. So we're going to risk all of these points here in our pile. And we don't lose our supplies. Those stay with us until we score them. Like, if we were to fail, we'd lose our victory points, but we'd still hold on to these supplies. So we're going to keep flying. So we risk our at-risk victory points and take another turn with only the remaining dice in the cargo. So everything else here goes to the cargo hold. We get to re-roll these for our crew. We have to re-roll all 5 of the villain dice and see what we get. Right, so we're still in the same round. So now we're going to get back to building our crew. All right, so we've got 3 Niskas, Badger, and a Saffron. We've got 2 Washes, 2 Mals. Alright, so I kind of like those 2, but I do want to re-roll all 4 of these. So we've got a Mal, Zoe, and a Kaylee. So I think we're in good shape here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 crew again. So that's perfect. So with the 4 crew, definitely going to have to take out one of these Niskas. We have no supplies going on this round. So that finishes our get a crew phase. Now we'll get another mission. And the mission here this is a morality tale about the evils of Sake. Immediately deal 1 damage to any foe. I like that. So let's knock out another Niska. Mission complete, you deal 1 damage to any foe. So this is a shiny mission, but I don't think we're going to be able to finish it because we don't have Simon on board. So we're not going to be able to complete this mission, but at least we got the bonus out of it of the 1 damage. So that was pretty shiny. So we've resolved our shiny times. Now the foes will strike. So as we know, Niska is going to kill somebody. So let's have him take out one of our Kayleys. We know Saffron is going to put somebody in the cargo hold. So what do we want to do? I guess we'll take a Zoe. And then Badger, he would normally take supplies, but there are none to take. So now we get to have a plan. So what are we going to do? So we are going to use, well, I can use Zoe. So Zoe's awesome. She's got cover fire. She deals 2 damage, divided as you choose to any foe. So let's knock out Niska and Saffron. Right, that's $200 just for doing that. And we'll use Jane because he can do 2 damage to 1 foe, and that'll knock out Badger. And we'll take another $100. So we've killed everybody. Damage report. We're not defeated. We collect our spoils, and then we're gonna end at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we made 8 victory points and a couple of supplies we scored. So that's round 2. Let's move on to the third and final round and see how we scored. All right, let's see how we can crew up for this final run. All right, so we've got a lot of badgers going on here. Those are 2 Niskas. And wow, all right, so no saffron. That's good. I don't really like saffron. So we've got 3 supplies. We've got River. We've got Simon. 2 Janes. We're gonna hold on to those. We have a Wash. We have a Zoe. And Kaylee. Do I want to keep Kaylee? I think I'll keep Kaylee and. Whew. Now, do I want to re-roll? You can roll any 1 additional crew member. Maybe I'll re-roll. I'll re-roll one of my Janes. I don't need all these Janes. I got another Jane and another supply. Alright, so we can help our scoring out here. So that's actually pretty good. Alright, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 crew members, right? So we automatically do 1 damage. So let's knock out Niska. At least one of them. Alright, then let's get our mission. What do we got? So this one requires saffron. Yo, Saf Bridge. He's my husband. Well, who in the damn galaxy ain't? This is a bushwhacked. Alright, so we're bushwhacked again, which means if we can't complete it, we're gonna have to lay low. So because I know we don't have any saffrons, we're definitely not completing that. And we don't even have a Mal, so we got nobody. So this doesn't apply, so we've been bushwhacked. Let's misbehave. So we've got foes to strike. So we know Niska's going to KO somebody. Let's have him KO Kaylee, and I'll show you why in just a moment. And Badger is going to go ahead and take all of our supplies because he's good like that. So they've done their attacks. Let's go to the have a plan. So let's use our Serenity dice and decide what we're going to do. So I can use my Simon. His ability is Adoration, and he moves 1 Kaylee from the KO pile to the Serenity, which is nice. And I can use, let's see, a Jane to do 2 damage to any 1 foe. Now, this is called Vera. He deals 2 damage to any 1 foe. Or, so hold on a second, he has one called Damaged Calm. KO this and 1 additional die in Serenity to defeat any 1 foe regardless of their remaining health. So I can say, you know what, I'm going to take 2 Janes and that'll kill this entire Badger. And we'll score 3 supplies for that. So we'll score 3 supplies and $100 for killing Badger, right? And I know Zoe does her cover fire, which basically would kill Niska. And we get another $100. And like the reason I moved him here again is like because Kaylee, her ability is deal 1 damage to a foe and then move 1 die from the KO pile to the cargo hold. So like she would have been able to save him for the next round, you know, if I were to roll again, if I were able to keep flying. But I can't do that. So you can see there's some sort of comboing you could do with the dice. But because I was bushwhacked, I have to end my turn here. So we're going to lay low. I'll collect my other supply. And since we only killed two foes, that ends our last round, and now we go to our end of game scoring. Alright, let's see how we did. I'm not sure we did all that great, but we'll know in a few minutes. So supplies are worth $50 a pop, or every 2 is worth 100, right? So however you want to do the math, but these are all $100 each. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 1900 points. So that seems to be the ballpark of where most of the folks on Board Game Geek have posted as far as their scores go. So I can't feel too terrible about that. At least I mean, that's right on where they've been scoring, anywhere between 1,700 and 2,000. So there's no, that's the one thing that this game was missing, is a sort of like a score chart at the back of the book, because it is a 1 to 4 player game, I believe, and when you play Solitaire, you kind of need, or you'd like to have sort of a goal, right? So how many points is considered good? So maybe 1900 is like lower tier. Maybe like 3000 is awesome. But it'd be neat to know where you're facing as far as the challenge goes, based on the way you tweak the difficulty. And tweaking the difficulty, there's a number of ways to do it that it goes through in the rule book. But so that is Firefly Shiny Dice. Pretty quick game. It's fun if you like Firefly. It definitely has the theme. It's got the push your luck mechanics, and the components are quite nice. Definitely nice. So normally not a fan of stills from movies and shows of people, but since I love Firefly, I'm actually pretty happy with these, because it's all the characters, and it's amazing that this show spawned so many awesome games and stuff based on one season, 14 episodes. Come on. So, in any case, there it is. There you have it. Hope you enjoyed the playthrough. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe.